In this video, we're going to try to verify these two Australian nuggets or kangaroos that are 1/20th of an ounce. Okay, and we're going to run them through the test here and just double check them. All right, so ping testing, something this small. I think I ping tested as far as US coins go, like a quarter. And when you start getting into the dimes and anything smaller, something like this, it's kind of difficult. So ping testers out. So let's do our first test. Take our magnet, okay? We're non-magnetic. Ain't that great? So that's the second one. Next, let's go with weight. Okay, we'll bring our scale over here, get it on. And we're on ounces troy, and we can see that in the video. Now our cheat sheet with dimensions now. Ounces troy should be 0.05. 0.051. So we got a little more, 1/10. But that is insignificant and is about correct. And the other one, 0.051 again, consistent. Okay. Now, let's say for those of us that don't like the English system and would like this in grams, how you would calculate that is 1 gram equals 0.0322 of a troy ounce. So what you would do is divide. You would divide that 0.322 by 0.05, and what you would come up with is a pretty long number. But basically, it comes out to 1.552, and then it goes on to infinity. So that's what we're looking for in grams. And what it does, it comes out to 1.51. Or 57, I'm sorry. 1.57. And that, $1.57. So we're going to say that the weight is spot on. We got no problem with the weight. All right. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our calipers to take a measurement and double check the size of the coin. The diameter is supposedly supposed to be 14.1, but we're getting 13.95 and 13.97. That's not a good spot, but let's say 13.95. Okay, we'll just jot that down just for reference. And then the thickness is supposed to be 1.4 millimeters. And the thickness kind of is not there. We're getting 94. So I don't know if these dimensions are correct. That one's even thinner. 8.7. Nine one. They're on there. These specs might be off. I'm going to try to double check, but 0.94, 0.86. Okay, we'll keep them separate. I got these dimensions off of one of the either AppMax or SD Bullion when they had it. They had the coin specifications. Obviously, they're not quite there. There's a bit of a variance. Okay. So, we'll see. But so far, everything's checking out correct. And that. So, we're going to move on. All right. Now the fun is going to begin. I went and double checked online with Wikipedia. We'll power this thing up. And I looked up the specifications. Now this machine will go on, calibrate. All right, and then we'll do this. But I double checked, and it is 1.4 millimeter in the thickness, which we're short. Diameter 14.1, we're a little undersized, okay. And 0.45, the diameter is only off a few thousandths, but the thickness is off 17 thousandths. Now also, checking this, when we set this up, we'll go with metal, and it's silver, but we want to go to gold. We're going to go to pure gold, and we're going to set the weight, and to 1/20th. Now it's in there, okay? But here's the issue. Checking the spec sheet here, okay? The small bridge is what we're going to use. The minimum sample size for coins is 15 millimeters, so we're undersized. So this may create a problem. So we got it on pure gold. We have the coin here. Now, the way this machine works, it also measures the dimension of the coin. You got to kind of get it centered on there, which it is. And it's telling us diameter is 14.78. The thickness is 0.47. These readings are off. We know the thickness is 0.9. Okay, and the diameter is 13.95. So this machine is not reading it well. The surface thing is in the green. And see if moving this about a bit. And it's telling us the reading differs by 10%. Okay, so we'll take that one. And now if we do a gravity test, okay, so we're getting a bad reading there. Measure, I'm sorry. We hit the measure, it's round, and it gives us the thing there, okay? And that's your specific gravity test. It's still touching the green line. So you can say that this thing does pass the specific gravity test. It's not right out to the black line itself, but it's in the green. So it looks like this sample is too small, okay? Even though it's in there, it's reading it, it's too small. And that's why we're getting a strange reading. So let's go again to metal, pure gold. And let's do the other one and see what we get. Now this is something about this machine. That one, okay, same style reading. It's telling us 14.46.486. It's too thin. All right, and what it is this is having difficulty reading the sample, this small, which you figured you paid all this money for. So it gives you a good reading on a specific gravity. Now let's get our little wand, and this thing penetrates. It should easily penetrate the small one through this little minuscule coin. So what we do is we plug this thing in. Here. It's going to ask us to calibrate. We'll hit the calibration. Okay, and you just keep them clear of the sensors. They weren't under the sensors. So now when we have the wand, the one thing about this, we'll take the wand, and the wand's going to give us a single reading. And you see it's right dead smack in the middle. Okay, for pure gold, 2.25. Now, I'm going to go to my other chart that gives us the reading, what that number should be for gold on the resistance. 2.44, okay, is what it should be. And we're getting 2.24. But it is showing that this is pure gold. Okay, and we'll try this one on the back side. Also, the features of the coin will affect 2.23. If you have a high relief coin, when you're doing this, it will affect it. Okay. I don't know why the red is in there. It must be that this sample is so small that this machine is having difficulty with it. But it's pure gold. Okay. I'm going to check something here in a minute. Okay, so I checked the manual, and the weird thing is this is reading with the wand red, okay, off to the side there. So I believe what it is these samples are way too small. The specific gravity come out okay. So let's do something with a fake. This is a fake, I know that. And we're going to hit this with the wand. And you see the fake is showing you that. So let's try 1/10, 1.6 gram. This is supposedly a 2.5 gram. Let's see what it does under the sensor. Okay. It's showing you that this is too small of a sample, and it is definitely in the red. Okay. Where we had this one, see, it's not doing too good, but it gives us the specific, again, the El Faco. Everything's in the red, way in the red. Okay. Let me see, we'll look at weight and see if I can get grams. I'm probably going to have to go with 5 grams. They don't have a 2.5. So we'll do this in a correct manner. And see, once you put, it's just basically the same reading. And we will do a measure, because it's showing diameter, thickness, 9.6. Let's do a measure just for the heck of it. And that is a rectangle. Okay, specific gravity. Now see, this is where this becomes a real pain. Fortunately, there's enough. And this actually reads, if I can find that. But this is 2.5. It's kind of reading there, but the arrows are off. So even if they got the thickness of this correct, or the size, the reading is way in the red on this fake bar. So let's do a conclusion. So what have we learned? Are our little 20 ounce, 1/20th of an ounce gold coins fake? Well, I'm going to say no, they're not. Okay, we've used all these testing. The weight is correct. The only thing is the dimensions are off. The machine, which is supposed to read the dimensions, those are off. Now, the thing is, when you look, I downloaded a spec sheet. Small bridge, minimum sample, okay, diameter or width is 15 millimeters. We're way under that, okay. And detection limit, 3.5 millimeters. 0.18 millimeters. As for the depth, it should easily have gone through that. Okay, so when I put the wand on there, it was reading that this was pure gold. Okay, it's just that even though this expensive, complex machine that's supposed to do all this wonderful stuff, it does have issues. And I've seen this with the other models also, when the sample is too small, okay? You get some bizarre readings. Looking at it from the weight and everything, even though the dimensions are slightly off, you have to remember these are 1989. I found that a lot of the older coins, kind of like eagles, I'm going to do a video on it. The older eagles from the 80s and 90s, way more than the eagles do now, like a 2024. And there were some questions on a forum in that asking about this. Are they fake? You know, going by the weight. And we're going to do some testing. I have one fake one, and we'll do the weight and everything, and I'll get a 2024, I got a 1988, and I got some in the 90s. And how I can say that, you know, without doubt that these are real is I bought these back then. Okay, 1989 or whatever. I bought them then. And my 1988 Silver Eagles, I bought them in 1988, okay? So really, we weren't doing business with China, and I really don't know if fakes were prevalent then. Just recently, or past, I'd say 5 to 6 years, they started bringing this stuff in from China, okay, that's fake and falsified. So, yeah, that's my conclusion, but as you see, even with top of the line equipment, okay, and a, what is it, fluorescent x-ray machine, they're, what, $27,000 or something. Yeah. So we'll wrap the video up, make some more, but as you see in testing this thing out, there can be problems and there can be difficulty in getting a definite reading. See, a lot of people think, hey, I paid this money, this thing should be flawless and that, but, you know, again, the factory specifications are telling me that these samples are way too small for what this machine has been designed and calibrated for. So basically, I believe that's the problem, and henceforth the strange readings. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.